Hello guys. Welcome back to my channel. Do you want to learn English vocabulary faster? Want to have better listening comprehension and pronunciation and boost your speaking skills quickly? Then welcome to our new video to improve your English skills. In this video, we'll dive into a fun and interactive learning experience designed to improve your English speaking skills. We'll have a 3-part exercise. Part 1. Listening practice. Part 2. The vocabulary review. Part 3. Listen and answer practice. Now, are you ready to train your brain to speak English fluently? Let's get started. Part 1. Listening practice. Turn over a new leaf. In this part, you'll listen to a short story. Pay close attention to how the events unfold and how the expressions are used in context. Jake was a man who had made many mistakes in his life. In his younger years, he had been involved with the wrong crowd, making poor decisions that led to trouble with the law. He spent years drifting from one job to another, never really settling down or finding a sense of purpose. His relationships with family and friends suffered, and he felt increasingly isolated. One evening, after a long day of work at a job he didn't care about, Jake went to a bar to drink away his frustrations. As the night wore on, he drank more than usual and decided to drive home despite being intoxicated. On the way, he lost control of his car and crashed into a tree. Fortunately, no one else was involved, and Jake survived with only minor injuries, but the accident was a wake-up call for him. Lying in the hospital bed, Jake had time to reflect on his life. He realized that he had been given a second chance and that he needed to make some serious changes. The accident made him confront the reality of his actions and the direction his life was heading. Jake decided it was time to turn over a new leaf. After being discharged from the hospital, Jake took the first step by seeking help for his drinking problem. He joined a support group where he met others who had faced similar challenges and began the process of recovery. Jake also started repairing the relationships he had damaged over the years. He reached out to his family and apologized for the hurt he had caused, and they welcomed him back with open arms. As part of his commitment to change, Jake found a new job at a community center, helping others who were struggling with addiction and difficult life circumstances. He found fulfillment in this work and a sense of purpose that had been missing for so long. Over time, Jake became a mentor to others, sharing his story and encouraging them to turn over a new leaf in their own lives. Jake's transformation was not easy and it took time, but he never looked back. The accident that could have ended his life became the turning point that saved it. By deciding to turn over a new leaf, Jake was able to create a better future for himself and those around him. Part 2. The vocabulary review. Now, let's take a moment to go over some of the key vocabulary words and phrases that were used. Understanding these words will help you better grasp the story and improve your English skills.
Mistakes. Actions or decisions that are wrong or misguided. Example: Jake had made many mistakes in his life that led to trouble with the law. Isolated. Feeling alone or separated from others. Example: Jake felt increasingly isolated as his relationships with family and friends suffered. Intoxicated. Being affected by alcohol to the point of losing control over one's actions. Example: Jake decided to drive home despite being intoxicated, which led to a car accident. Wake-up call. A shocking event that brings someone to a realization or prompts them to take action. Example: The car accident was a wake-up call for Jake, making him realize he needed to change his life. Reflect. To think deeply or carefully about something. Example: While lying in the hospital bed, Jake had time to reflect on his life and the mistakes he had made. Second chance. An opportunity to start over or correct past mistakes. Example. Jake realized that surviving the accident gave him a second chance to turn his life around. Seek help. To ask for assistance, especially when dealing with a serious problem. Example. After the accident, Jake sought help for his drinking problem by joining a support group. Support group. A group of people who meet to discuss their problems and provide mutual encouragement. Example. Jake found strength in the support group where he met others facing similar challenges. Recovery. The process of becoming healthy or normal again after a period of illness, addiction, or difficulty. Example. Jake began the process of recovery from his drinking problem by attending regular meetings. Commitment. A promise or firm decision to do something. Example. Jake made a commitment to change his life and turn over a new leaf. Fulfillment. A feeling of satisfaction or happiness because of achieving something important. Example. Jake found fulfillment in his new job at the community center. Mentor. An experienced person who provides guidance and support to someone less experienced. Example. Over time, Jake became a mentor to others, encouraging them to turn over a new leaf. Turning point. A time when a significant change occurs, leading to a different direction in life. Example. The accident was the turning point in Jake's life, leading him to make positive changes.
Part 3. Listen and answer practice. Let's test your understanding of the story with some questions. I'll ask a question and you'll have a few seconds to answer before I reveal the correct response. Try to answer out loud to practice your speaking skills.
What was Jake's life like before the accident? Answer. Jake had made many mistakes, was involved with the wrong crowd, and felt increasingly isolated. Why did Jake decide to drive home after drinking at the bar? Answer. Jake was frustrated with his life and decided to drive home despite being intoxicated. What happened as a result of Jake's decision to drive while intoxicated? Answer. Jake lost control of his car and crashed into a tree, leading to a wake-up call for him. How did Jake feel while lying in the hospital bed? Answer. Jake reflected on his life and realized he needed to make serious changes. What did Jake decide to do after being discharged from the hospital? Answer. Jake sought help for his drinking problem and joined a support group. How did Jake's family react when he reached out to them after the accident? Answer. Jake's family welcomed him back with open arms after he apologized for the hurt he had caused. What new job did Jake find, and why was it meaningful to him? Answer. Jake found a job at a community center helping others, which gave him a sense of purpose and fulfillment. In what way did Jake contribute to others after turning over a new leaf? Answer. Jake became a mentor, sharing his story and encouraging others to make positive changes in their lives. What does turn over a new leaf mean in the context of Jake's story? Answer. In Jake's story, turn over a new leaf means making significant positive changes after a serious wake-up call. How did the car accident serve as a turning point in Jake's life? Answer. The accident made Jake realize the need to change his life, leading him to seek help, reconnect with his family, and find a meaningful job.
Great job today! Keep practicing by watching this video regularly and you'll see your English skills improve. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.